But dude, he's so goddamn good. He's so protected. He knows where to be and where not to be. He's so composed. Like, look at that. Look at that movement. Look how he moves away from everything. So you're punching at air and you're still threatening, but you're not really hitting him, and he's making you throw punches. And occasionally you clip him with a shot as he's moving away, and he rolls with a lot of shit.
Adjust to or get used to with Pacquiao in the ring?
I mean, nobody fights like him. It's he's very difficult to prepare for. It took Marquez 4 fights to figure him out. You know, and Marquez is one of the fastest thinkers in the game, and he's just such a difficult guy to zone in on. I always felt like just as I was getting my crosshairs on him, he would change his rhythm. He's a very rhythmic fighter.
Joe Rogan was left stunned watching Manny Pacquiao's intense training, saying he still looks dangerous ahead of a potential Mayweather rematch. He pointed out that Floyd waited years to face an older Manny, but even now, Pacquiao remains sharp and threatening.
Get ready for Mayweather Pacquiao.
Right.
And
Mayweather just did such a smart thing, but also a devious thing. Waiting until Pacquiao was older, waiting until he slowed down, and then...
Devious is not illegal in boxing.
It's encouraged.
Yeah. In any entrepreneurial sport, devious is not illegal.
No.
Devious can be an asset.
That's how you retire with a 50.
Roy Jones Jr. says the art of footwork is fading in modern boxing, but Manny Pacquiao still stands apart, showcasing elite movement, sharp agility, and flawless foot positioning inside the ring.
Man is always on the move. You understand me? What has happened in boxing is a lot of people have lost the art of footwork. You understand me? Not many people have footwork. So if you see a guy go out and box like you'll never see in today's time too often, a guy go out and box like Sugar Ray Leonard boxed Marvin Hagler. He moved around, he fought when it was time, he moved when it was time. He understood how to use the whole ring to get a victory. Now guys don't do that. Pac-Man, fortunately, is one of those guys who knows how to use the ring. So he don't stand in just one place and fight. With that being said, if his legs can hold up for 12 rounds.
He adds that Manny Pacquiao's success will hinge on his legs lasting all 12 rounds, as endurance and constant movement are key to securing victory.
Is how things go. And with Manny being who Manny is, if Manny can get to 12 rounds, Manny gonna win the fight. If Burns can hurt Manny early in the fight and not let him go 12 rounds, he might have a chance. But Manny has one of the bigger outputs for any fighter of any era. He's a guy that don't mind throwing 3 and 4 and 5 punches at a time. He's not one of those guys that won't throw 4 or 5 punches if he see it. You understand me? So that being said, the only concern I have is how will his legs hold up. Because if his legs hold up...
Manny Pacquiao unleashes electrifying speed in the ring, firing lightning-fast punches, slick footwork, and razor-sharp reflexes that keep opponents constantly off balance and under pressure. Chris Algieri says Manny Pacquiao is a nightmare opponent, with complex techniques and unpredictable patterns that make him incredibly difficult for any fighter to prepare for.
Get my crosshairs on him, he would change his rhythm. He's a very rhythmic fighter. He uses broken rhythm very well, and yeah, adjustments on the fly, which is what I think all the best fighters in the world do. All the top guys I fought made vast adjustments along the way. So yeah, Manny's he's special, as is Floyd.
His power, where did it rank among the fighters that you faced?
Not the hardest, but also very hard. You know, Keith Thurman famously said he's got bricks for hands. It's very true. So you have bricks for hands plus fast hands, plus punches you don't see, makes him a very dangerous puncher. But he wouldn't say he was the hardest. Ruslan hit, I believe, way harder. Huge crunching power. But in terms of a guy with fast hands, who has hard hands, but also punches from angles that are hard to see, very, very dangerous.
Kind of dangerous. He's facing Ruslan before this Pacquiao.
Depending on how real that fight is, and depending on what size gloves they're wearing, depending on what kind of discussion they have prior to the fight. If
Manny Pacquiao's coach, Justin Fortune, says the team is fully locked in for a Mayweather rematch, expressing strong confidence that Manny is ready to come out on top.
Mayweather at times he's very good by fighting basically no one's in the last 4 or 5 fights. And those fights even been sanctioned. It's unbelievable. So, whereas Pacquiao's never dodged anybody. And he's 4 champions.
I thought Manny won his last fight. He should have been champion right now.
Absolutely.
But Mayweather's going to put his record on the line. September 19th at the Sphere in Vegas. What happens? Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's putting the 50-0 on the line. It's not an exhibition.
Every time Manny wins.
What would that mean if Manny gave Floyd his first loss?
What would that mean to Floyd? I don't know.
What would it mean to Manny?
It'd be great. Well, we just sort of, the last time we fought Floyd, his shoulder was all messed up, so it might have been a different outcome. But that's no point.
Abel Sanchez didn't hold back when discussing Mayweather versus Pacquiao too, bluntly asking, who cares? They're both nearly 50. He believes the rematch isn't necessary, arguing the first fight already settled the rivalry. While he admits it will be entertaining and financially rewarding, Sanchez questions its competitiveness at this stage. He explains that Manny Pacquiao's tricky style has always posed problems, but at this age, it's unclear how much of an edge he can still create. At the same time, Floyd Mayweather is no longer in his prime either, potentially giving Manny his best chance at redemption. Sanchez ultimately wonders why this fight didn't happen when both were at their peak, stressing that timing is everything. Still, he gives both legends credit for stepping into the ring and taking the risk despite the circumstances.
Do you like it or not? No.
Not me. I think that's just like some of the. Although Jake has proven to be helping a lot of our fighters, a lot of our girl fighters, but I think that that fight's gone, and they already have one. We don't need another one. If they want to do it for entertainment for the fans, that's great. Good money for them. But as far as a real thing, no.
So, someone told me this. It's a boxing person, and I asked him like, "Hey, what do you think about the fight?" And then he asked me like, "Well, what do you think?" I'm like, "Well, that style, like it's always been hard for Manny, like always, and I don't know what he can do now at this age that gives him an advantage in that." And he told me like, "Look, Floyd's a lot older. I think now is the best chance that Manny has."
Why didn't they do it 3 years before the first one? Why are they doing it now? Do it when it matters. Just like Boots, when you're talking about Boots and Xander, that's perfect. I give all the credit to both guys for taking that chance. Taking that chance because unfortunately today, the zero on your record is so important. So important to everybody, the networks, the managers, the promoters. And you become a better fighter, as Fundora has. You become a better fighter once you taste defeat because that monkey's off your back. You're not protecting anything. Terry Norris became a better fighter after he got knocked out by Julian Jackson. Why? Because the chip came off his shoulder and he started to do things that we needed to do in the gym to become better. I think that they should have fought 3 years, 4 years before they did fight. And it would have been talking about the second one back then I would have been okay with it because at least they fought in their prime.
Paulie Malignaggi weighed in on a potential Mayweather versus Pacquiao rematch, pointing out that both fighters are now nearing 50, and in today's boxing landscape, popularity often dictates opportunities. Reflecting on the sport's evolution, he even expressed interest in facing the winner, noting that he stayed active through bare-knuckle boxing while eyeing a return to professional bouts. Malignaggi stressed the importance of taking things one step at a time, focusing first on capturing the BKB title on May 16th, a win that could open the door to bigger fights. He also highlighted that he belongs to the same era as Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao but never got the chance to face them, suggesting that aging legends may prefer to compete within their own generation rather than take on younger challengers. In the end, he urged fans to watch closely and see how both fighters perform, while confidently stating that he still feels sharp, especially compared to Pacquiao's last outing against Mario Barrios.
Whether Pacquiao are fighting again in a rematch,
Yeah.
both almost 50, if not 50. I want to say they're right around 50 years old.
Yeah,
Just
man.
what are your thoughts?
Let's see what at this point in time, whatever's popular, if they fight, they fight. I mean, listen, I don't know where the winner goes. I'll tell you what, I'd love a chance to fight the winner. I've been active. I've been fighting in bare knuckle, looking to see if there's an interest for me back in glove boxing. But I have to. I think if I win this BKB title on May 16th, it's one fight at a time. I don't overlook anybody, but if I will be able to get a result there, I think I put myself in a good position to possibly get an attractive glove offer as well. So, if they're gonna fight each other, I was in their generation as well. I didn't get to fight any of them. I don't know that they want to fight any of the younger guys. I think Pacquiao had a chance against Barrios. Barrios is probably the weak link in the welterweight division. There's probably no other weak links left. So I think that you probably want to stay in that older guy lane. That's why I come into play. We'll see. Let's let them fight and see how.
Chris Algieri shared his take on the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch, pointing out that both fighters haven't been very active and calling it largely a big money grab. Still, he doesn't dislike it, noting that the fight keeps the division moving instead of blocking opportunities for other boxers. Algieri highlighted the nostalgia factor, celebrating the extraordinary careers of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. He explained that in the 2 months leading up to the rematch, fans and analysts will eagerly revisit and debate their past performances, a prospect he finds exciting. While he doubts the fight will be a barnburner given that both men are nearing 50, Algieri remains genuinely curious and looks forward to seeing how these two legends perform in what promises to be a historic rematch.
It's two legends / two old men who are fighting each other. They haven't been very active. It's a big money grab. I'm going to say it like this. I don't hate it because the division is actually moving. It's not like they're fighting for a title and keeping guys out of the way. They're fighting each other. They both make a lot of money, and it's going to bring so much nostalgia for both of their careers in the build-up. For those 2 months where we're leading up to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2, all we're going to do is watch and talk about their fights, and I love that. I love that idea because I think they're two stalwarts in our sport. And in terms of them fighting each other, I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to put on a barn-burning performance, especially when they're damn near 50. But I don't know. I'm not super mad at it.
Promoter Jazz Mather emphasized that Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao is far from a nostalgia act, calling it a massive event with huge global appeal. He reminded fans that their first encounter, the fight of the century, generated over $600 million in total revenue, including more than $410 million from pay-per-view, creating a spectacle that boxing fans had anticipated for over a decade. Mather highlighted that Manny Pacquiao has stayed active in the ring, while Floyd Mayweather remains remarkably disciplined, training rigorously even at 50.
You're behind it, you're orchestrating this thing, Netflix, all that. Could this be the biggest fight that's ever been streamed?
I mean, I'd say huge is an understatement. I mean, let's look at the first fight, right? Fight of the century. Generated over $600 million in total revenue, over $410 million in pay-per-view. So you're talking about a spectacle. You talk about a one-off, something that people have wanted to see for a decade plus since the first one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. There'll be sports entertainment in boxing for the first time ever at the Sphere. So it's going to be great.
Well, recently we saw Manny in the ring. He's been active.
Yeah.
Floyd's been doing some stuff, but it's like, the other type of stuff, not like serious. That was a sanction.
Floyd's Floyd. Listen, Floyd's Floyd. Don't get it twisted. 50-0. Floyd's Floyd.
Right.
Floyd does this in his sleep. Floyd trained.
Jazz Mather described the rematch as a carefully structured, well-planned spectacle, backed by a dedicated team, major investments, and cutting-edge sports entertainment innovations at the Sphere. Addressing critics, he acknowledged differing opinions but firmly reaffirmed the fight's value. Mather emphasized the financial magnitude and legendary status of both Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, noting that this rematch brings two iconic athletes together at the top of their game, creating a truly historic moment in boxing.
You know what? They're both in excellent shape. That's why this fight is what everybody wants to see. I will tell you one thing. We're gonna notice something better from their last fight because they're both on their A game. These two, they age backwards.
Well, look, I saw other promoters. I think Dana was jumping on this conversation too.
Listen,
what do you think?
I think here's what I think.
He kind of had some words.
I'm gonna stop you there. Everyone has words. You know, a lot of people are hating on this. A lot of people are saying things. A lot of people are entitled to their own opinion. But as I said in the beginning, we're looking at. Of course, it's going to be expensive. Why wouldn't it be expensive?
At the Sphere. It's
Why
supposed to be
it'll be
extra
expensive anyway. It should be beyond expensive. Look at the names we have. We got Mayweather and we got Pacquiao. We're looking at how much money is coming in. We're not looking at how much money is going out. It's not like there were 3 of us sitting across the table with napkins and writing, oh, let's